Welcome. I am Melissa Cady, the author of Paindemic and the physician founder of Pain Out Loud, and I will be your host for the Paindemic Summit, when I release multiple interviews with various physicians from around the world who ironically were taught to treat pain with medications, injections, and surgeries. We all know that the pain epidemic, or paindemic, continues to rise despite this rising trend of pain injections, medications, and surgeries. It is our hope with the Paindemic Summit that we can inspire you and educate you to look at pain differently and to consider approaching your pain in a healthier way. Here is a brief sneak peek at what you can expect during the Paindemic Summit.
But that's what we need in medicine. Medicine is hopelessly unscientific. We need people to question current practice and to demand a higher level of evidence, because the level of evidence that we're working under, particularly in surgery, is a very low level. Another thing I say often in my talks is if you got somebody, you got a Richard Feynman or some, NASA scientist or, some high-end physics professor or something, and you got them to look at the evidence, the standard of science that we use to support our practice, they would faint. And so when we see someone with back pain and they have, certain psychological profile, like pain catastrophizing, or they have something else going on there in their life, which is, being expressed as this sort of distress and pain, you're not going to get them better by sticking a whole bunch of screws and rods in their back. It's deeper than that.
I'm a fellowship trained pain specialist, and I didn't know what pain was. And that should be frightening to most people, because I was board certified. I went through all the training. I took all the tests. Going back and trying to understand pain fundamentally changed my practice and really how I do things and who I work with and how I work with them.
If I grab 100 people off the street, relatively same age and, health status, and throw them in an MRI machine, 50% of them over the age of 60 or so will have rotator cuff tears in the shoulder. Most of them won't have pain. So somebody comes in and goes, yeah, I have shoulder pain and my MRI says rotator cuff tear. Well, let's fix your rotator cuff. And you fix it and they don't get better. Well, maybe that wasn't even the source of the pain, but because you sort of fell for that trap, but that kind of gets to what we were talking about earlier, patients' expectations. No, I have pain and it says I have a tear. You got to fix it. No, maybe not. It may not be the right thing to do. What do you mean? And then that's a big conversation to take on. So
I think that it's a disservice to those patients that have been on higher doses for a long time to refer to them as the lost generation or call them legacy patients in the way that, there's nothing we can do for them, that it's just, they've been on them this long. It's too difficult to come down. What I would say is, yes, it is difficult. And for some, they will decide to stay on them. But it is possible to work slowly and find other ways to manage your pain and come off of them. And I have seen time and time again that person does this and then feels better. They can manage their pain better. Their pain experience is better, not worse.
No, the success rate of a spine fusion for back pain, this is a 1 or 2 level fusion. This is not a big operation. Just a simple 1 or 2 level fusion. The success rate is 22%. There's not one research paper that says that a spine fusion works for back pain, not one. And so the success rate is between 20 to 25%, and multiple papers show that. And then the other data I just quoted, there's a 40 to 60% chance of making you worse. So the chance of making you worse is almost double making you better. Well, first of all, I do blame the doctors for this one. So I see this all the time where patients are told they have degenerative disc disease. And it's been well documented in multiple papers that discs degenerate as you age. So it should be called normally aging disc. Degenerative disc are not a disease. There's no evidence to say that this should be a surgical problem. But what happens is the doctors tell them, you have degenerative disc disease, you have to have surgery. So basically right now, at that point, the patients are being lied to. Sorry, I'm going to call that one right out because I hear that all the time. Now, patients come to me all the time petrified that I have degenerative disc disease. My doctor says I need surgery. These are completely normal spines, completely normal for their age. So that's part of the deal. Second of all, medicine in general has sort of sold the idea that we can fix you. So doctors say, well, patients want a quick fix. That's not necessarily true. Patients want to be fixed. And if they understand the problem, most of them, with just a little bit of explanation, are willing to engage in the tools.
Nowhere else within the medical system or online will you find orthopedic surgeons or board-certified, fellowship-trained pain physicians discussing the realities of pain and the medical system or healthier ways of approaching pain. For that reason, register now and we will send you a free PDF file of 10 ways to decrease your pain today. We look forward to bringing you the Paindemic Summit very soon. Until then, please share this information with those you care about, because the world needs to hear what we have to say. Thank you.